Welcome to a very special Halloween episode of This Paranormal Life! Hey, welcome back. It's Tuesday once again. You're listening to This Paranormal Life, and it is a very special Halloween edition. So if you're listening to this on anything other than Wednesday, 31st of October, 2018, back off. Either go forward in time or backwards in time. This is for Halloween only. Today, you are joined by myself, Mr. Kit Greer, professional paranormal investigator. As usual, Mr. Rory Powers.
Me! That was it.
Great.
I'm just excited.
And as a very special Halloween edition guest, Mr. Dan Krupa.
Hello. I don't really have a spooky voice. It's just regionally muddled.
I think your voice is probably the spookiest
I don't know if that's a compliment.
of all of us.
Is it?
Well, in like a sexy
Because
ghost
no,
way.
you mean it's like from the middle of nowhere. It could go one of two ways. I'm like eating you, or I'm you.
Well, your competition is someone with a Northern Irish accent or the voice of a cartoon mouse. So I think you're going to take gold for that.
Yeah.
Also, we add a lot of sort of sound effects.
I thought you did them live.
So-
I thought you were doing these all live. Like Powers has got this massive soundboard in front of him.
Darth Vader
It looks like he works at NASA.
That's right. Many of you will know Dan already. We're very excited to have him on the podcast. But as always, there's no time for introductions. We just have to dive right in.
Exactly. You know, most podcasts would tell you a little bit about the guest,
That's
what
right.
they do, where
That's
they
right.
come from. But the rules. We're about the ghouls. And we're diving in this week to a paranormal tale.
And you say you don't prep.
Like written on your hand.
I came up with that last Christmas. I knew I had to wait.
I saw you poring over a rhyming dictionary at the word ghouls all day.
Ghouls.
Diving right in, kasploosh. It's All Hallows Eve. As the days have become shorter, the darkness of winter encroaches, and the planets have reached a cosmic alignment. This is something ancient humans knew for thousands of years. A time when, for a brief moment, the separation between the spirit world and our world becomes very thin. Entire other planes of existence become accessible. But unfortunately, it's mostly a one-way street. We can't exactly journey Disney's Coco style to the land of the dead, although that would make tremendous podcasting. But beings on the other side can contact us. It's the late 1600s, in what today is Northern Ireland.
Oh, okay. A tale close to home.
It's good. Well, Halloween's very Celtic.
Is it?
Yeah, in origin.
Well, this is one of the reasons I wanted to get you on the podcast, is because you know quite a lot about, probably more about Halloween than I know.
You're like an enthusiast? Is
I'm a
that?
Halloween enthusiast, amateur, but an enthusiast nevertheless. Sam Hain is the kind of Celtic precursor to Halloween, which is a Christian festival.
And you're right, it is like Isle of Man, Ireland, Scotland. Everyone else can off, basically.
That's where the spirit world is at its most permeable. It's like at the separation where you tear off a new bin bag.
Yeah.
That's Ireland.
Yes, Northern Ireland. And 2 children, both orphaned at an early age, have been taken into care by a guardian for the first time. The same guardian, in fact. The children's names are John and Nicola.
How old are the children?
Say like 6, like pretty young.
All right. It's pretty early on to not know these little details. I don't want to nitpick the story, but it just...
Yeah. This guardian was extremely religious and right away tried to impart that on the kids. Right and wrong, heaven and hell, God and the devil. And like all little kids, they accepted it, understood it, and that became their entire world. They saw everything through the lens of religion. And like all good kids, they grew up over the years.
You're saying bad kids don't?
Yeah, they kind of stay the same. That's what I saw, at least.
What, you turn it into something kind of poetic,
was a
like,
guy-
oh, bad kids never grow up.
No,
You know,
I
they
mean
stay.
literally in our primary school.
Deviant Peter Pan.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be going into kids' room, you fully grown Peter. It's fine. I never grow up.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Let them have their childhood.
He's like a little overweight at this point, got a little stash.
Yeah.
Little Peter stash.
Peter, your tights are soiled. It's quite obvious to everyone else in this room.
He's like, jump out the window, kids, you can fly. Just sprinkle some of this on you. Oh, is that magic powder? It's angel dust.
It's just cocaine.
Follow me. Straight into a car.
Sadly, when they grew up a little bit more, their highly religious guardian died suddenly. Now in their early teens, they went into the care of a different new guardian. Only problem was, this person was a hardcore atheist and had no tolerance for religion at all, and they tried to shake the kids loose of their Christian upbringing. But it was all they had ever known, and they weren't about to give in. young John and Nicola made a pact. They made a pact that whoever died first would visit the other from beyond the grave to come and tell them once and for all who was right, which religion was true, and how to please whatever supreme being was out there.
That's quite a cool idea.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
I guess that's a good indication of that there is a heaven, at least.
Yeah.
You can come back.
Although,
But can you come back from heaven?
Oh!
Isn't a ghost...
Is that a one-way
wandering? I don't
junction, do you
know.
think so?
Depends, isn't it? 'Cause
angels visit, right? And they live in heaven. I hope they live in
But
heaven.
are they ghosts, though?
My God, there's so many questions.
Yeah,
The thing is, like...
that we are not equipped to
Jesus.
answer.
Is an angel a ghost?
No wonder we still haven't got to the bottom of all this.
No, isn't that? Yeah. Although they do talk about the Holy Ghost in like Catholicism.
Holy
and that,
Ghost can do
don't
whatever it wants.
Yeah.
It's got to buy.
they? But yeah, that's a good question. Like you go to heaven, it's supposed to be the never-ending paradise. But what if your like one afterlife goal is to go immediately back to Earth?
Yeah. Usually the thing with ghosts is like you stay as a ghost. Like one way of like explaining ghosts is like it's like souls that have unfinished business.
Yeah.
So whether it's like to right or wrong, revenge, whatever, to communicate something,
That's
and
right.
then once that's fulfilled, sometimes like in some fiction, the ghost, not that this is fiction, the ghost disappears.
Yeah.
But I don't
if
know
you
how that
resolve
like
it.
gels with like religious stuff.
That's a good question.
Come on, John and Nicola.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's it. They made a satanic pact
Wrong direction.
that they had that they had to fulfill before they could go to heaven. Maybe.
Terrible idea. Let's prove to him that God is real by showing him the devil, the other side of the coin.
Just to get this correct. So
Yeah.
if the atheist side is real,
Right.
like the correct, like
I was hoping you wouldn't bring this up.
the schema of looking at the world,
Yeah.
is he just expecting, he or she expecting just nothing?
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so if he comes back, as long as he isn't like, got like a ball and chain around his leg or something, or
I've also got
devil horns.
Yeah.
I've also got another big question, but I'm going to save this one to the end because I think you might just blow it up.
Okay. Please do. I'm gonna cut that. I cannot take the least amount of interrogation on this, please.
It just hard cuts to welcome back to Rory and Kit's Halloween special.
To recap, Satanic Pact, they're gonna come back, whichever one dies first, gonna come back, tell the other what's up. Well, the years passed. Nicola married and became Lady Beersford, and John married too and became Lord Tyrone.
Cooler.
Well done, two orphans,
Yeah.
really making their way in the world today.
That was like a get rich
Yeah,
or die
which is also
trying
lyrics
story.
of Cheers.
That,
It's probably because he said Beersford.
Being basically family, they stayed in touch over the years. They would hang out as two families together, spending as much time together as they could. One morning, Lady Beersford was at the breakfast table, and her husband, Sir Tristram, looked at his wife's arm, and she had this little black band wrapped around it. "What's that for, dear? What's going on?" She goes, "Oh, don't worry about that." And instead, she changed the subject. She said, "Where's your next post of work going to be?" And just asking question after question, And he's going, "Why? What does it matter?" But she looked so worried. He was curious. And he said, "What's wrong?" And she, her face sinks and she goes, "It's Lord Tyrone. Something's wrong. He's dead, I know it."
ooh.
And when the post arrived the following day, indeed, Lord Tyrone had died on Tuesday past. How did she know? Did someone tell her? How is that even possible that news got to her before the post?
Yeah.
Not only that, in the coming days, she turned to Sir Tristram and said, "I'm pregnant. I can feel it. I know I am. And it's going to be a boy." She was like really sure about these kind of curious things. She had this strong intuition. And, whatever, 9 months later, I don't know how long it takes.
9 months later, she's like, I think I'm definitely pregnant.
And that also, oh, you son of a-
That wasn't me. Was that me?
Yeah.
Oh, that was me, yeah. All right.
Through your jeans you put on mute. Well done.
Yeah, just
What?
either that or masturbated. I don't know which one it was.
That's all it takes.
Flicking the knob.
Flicker the knob through the jeans. To be fair, I'm doing it all day
Has
at
to be
work.
done.
I
I shouldn't have made that good joke
to be
because now
honest-
this has to stay.
To be honest, I can't stop.
HR pulls you in. Rory, listen, we were looking at the CCTV and I was putting it on mute, okay? I thought this might come up.
That's what I call it.
I was silencing the call.
Just put that on mute.
I think, husband's dead. She made that call.
Sorry, not her husband.
Brother.
Not her
Sorry,
husband.
brother's
her,
dead.
Yeah, brother.
She made that call.
Yeah.
Baby's coming. She made that call.
Yep.
It is time to get this girl in a room and talk football.
That's what I'm saying. NBA predictions too.
Exactly.
That would be great.
We're talking Super Bowl. You can get the
I know what you're thinking.
the
Time
sweeps.
travelers.
You could get all the onsets, offsets, all the the big scores.
All the big sports in 17th, 16th century Northern Ireland.
What would be big
Yeah,
there?
I don't know if there was like a big fantasy football
NFL.
thing going.
Was there some competitive tournament where
Croquet.
you just spank that hoop with a stick?
Excuse me?
Celtic hoop spanking.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
there you
the
go.
one. Yeah, I meant that in the least sexual way possible. You know the little stick smacking.
Just put it on mute.
Where you know where the one that.
Oh.
These were simple times, guys. They didn't have Game Boys. They
know
didn't
what
have
you mean.
Nintendo
There's a
Switches.
hoop,
Yeah,
you
but
They had a
you-
hoop and they whacked it with a stick.
You still got to be way more specific.
Hoop stick.
Oh.
Hoop stick.
Sticky-
Stick hoop. Do you really not know what I'm talking about?
No.
Let me Google a picture for you.
It's actually your
don't think
phone
it's a
background. You
sport.
don't even need to Google it. That's insane.
Man, I'm Googling hoop stick and I hope something comes up.
Well.
There you go.
Okay, well, they've just got a stick and a hoop. I don't know what the game
Hoop
is.
stick.
You can't just point at it and say the words again.
Well, I can't look up a GIF. They didn't have GIFs in the olden days. Okay, look. So the hoop would go along the floor, and you would basically beat it with a stick to keep
Oh.
it rolling.
Okay, so it's kind of like when you roll like a penny, you give it that momentum, and it rolls along, and you're keeping it going with a stick.
You're
Okay.
smacking it. Yeah.
And then someone invented football and they're like, that's way better.
Yeah, way
I'm
more
going to
fun.
wail more into this.
Guys, I got an
Yeah.
Xbox.
But even after all the joy of bringing this little boy into the world, sadly, 4 years later, her husband, Sir Tristram, died. She retreated into herself, leading a pretty solitary existence from then on. That is, until she met the local clergyman's son. He saw her about town. He started pursuing her romantically, courting her, whatever they did back in the day, inviting her to games of hoopstick, that kind of thing.
course.
I've got front row seats, baby.
My lady, do
For
you
the big game.
spank the hoop?
And she's like, get out, sir.
I will have you killed, I'm a lady. But haunted by her past, she resisted. Something had changed in her since her husband's death. She just wasn't interested. But, maybe a year or two later, she had to change her heart, and she kind of reciprocated these feelings to the young man, and eventually they got married.
That was fast.
Yeah, I know.
0 to
There's a lot
100
to
with
get
that.
through.
Okay.
You said a couple of years, didn't you?
Yeah,
I
there's...
think that's okay.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I guess.
People live not as long back then. Got to fit it all in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Days were
true.
months to then. You got to
Yeah.
just do it all.
And everyone was 4'3" because of malnutrition.
They lived to the ripe age of 18.
Yeah. It's got to go for it. You're like a fruit fly. Just fit in.
The kids are like 7 years old, and their mums are like, "You're wasting your life playing hoop stick.
I thought
You should be married
you should
by
be a
now."
banker by
Yeah.
now.
The day you get acne is the day that...
You die.
Yeah.
That's like the plague.
Oh,
They
good.
think that's what's causing all the death.
Yeah, John just got his first blackhead. That's the end of him.
He got his first boner. That's the end of him.
Oh, yeah. Once he puts it on mute, he's dead.
You got about 24 hours to have sex, and then you're gone.
I tell you, that's a brilliant series of 24.
Woo. I like having three people on podcasts. Adding a dirty, inappropriate layer to the podcast.
Hello,
that
I
we
make a
don't usually
fantastic
have.
uncle.
Her and the clergyman's son, they had a turbulent relationship, but eventually she bore another child. Shortly after this was her birthday. On the day, the local clergyman, her own father-in-law, I suppose, came to visit. She said, "Oh, how good to see you. Don't you know it's my 48th birthday? Aren't you going to join me to celebrate?" But the clergyman, having known her mother before she was orphaned, knew Lady Beresford's age better than even she did. Because she didn't have the family around in those early days, and it was
Okay.
kind of early records.
Yeah.
This is a messy story. I didn't say bad. It's just there's a lot going on.
There's a lot of loose threads, I will concede, but they will be tied together imminently.
Okay.
And he said, "I know it's your birthday, but you're 47, not 48. Her face dropped. She looked at him and said, "You have signed my death warrant today. I have not long to live. You must leave me immediately, as I have some things of importance to settle before I die."
Oh my God.
Once left alone, she called for her sons and her closest friends to join her. She had something to tell them. She said, "Years ago, before her husband died, Lord Tyrone, her brother, appeared to her in the night. He was sitting at the edge of her bed, but in like a ghostly way. And he said...
What is it? So just like floating?
Yes.
Okay.
Ghost
But at
spinning.
the end.
It was in a ghostly way. His legs were crossed, but in the wrong direction. Like back up onto himself.
He sat there
tell
going,
it was
just sat
weird.
there going, ooh.
Ooh.
I know she won't wake up. I said, ooh, poking her.
Ooh.
Knocking shit over.
Ooh, dumbass.
He has to stay on brand.
Yeah. Ooh. And then she wakes up and he like goes, has to hustle back to the bottom of the bed.
Look really composed.
You've awakened.
He said, I'm dead.
That'll do it.
Straight
She's like,
to the
I bloody
punch.
well know you are.
Yeah, you do. Look at the pose.
That's like your funeral, mate.
I'm dead, but I remembered our pact, and I've come back to see you. He said, first of all, keep doing what you're doing. God likes religion. Keep doing that. Don't do the atheist thing. Definitely not.
I love that it's like an annual review.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. It's great,
doing
fantastic. Like, there's actually not enough budget for paying Christmas this year.
But he also told her stuff from the future. He said, you're going to have a son, but 4 years later, your husband will die. You will marry again and bear another son, but you will die in your 47th year. She sat there, not moving, didn't know what to do. He tried to convince her that this was real, it wasn't just a dream. He tried writing something down, he threw stuff around the room, but she just wouldn't move. So he leaned over and grabbed her wrist with his ghostly mitts, and immediately the skin on her wrist withered and the veins turned grey.
Ooh.
It was real. And ever since that day, she wore a black band around her wrist to hide the scars.
Okay.
Thoughts?
It's interesting. It's very spooky. So the guy who told her she was 48 didn't really kill her.
No.
She was going to...
No.
In fact, he actually probably did her a favor.
Well, she thought she'd got past it.
That's it. I think
Yeah.
that's why she was happy.
She just turned 48, but she was actually 40. I think she was like, oh, it was all bullshit because I haven't died. He said I'd die when I was 47.
Yeah.
But then he was like, you're actually still,
You've
you've
just
turned
turned
you just got to your
yeah.
47th year, so it can still happen.
Oh, okay. So she's not going to be happy about that, is she? She's
Yeah.
going to be pretty pissed.
She
probably.
could live another year.
Yeah.
She doesn't know at that point.
Yeah, she's got a max of 365 days left.
Made the most of it.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
YOLO.
Don't like the idea of like a ghost touching you, like withers your hand.
I thought that
I
would...
wonder if the brother knew that before he did it.
yeah.
Seems a bit of a mean.
Or was it
sibling
like,
thing.
what was-
It's like the afterlife sibling equivalent of a Chinese burn? Yeah, I'm gonna give you a withered arm for the rest of your life.
To be fair, how,
was really
how
harsh.
could he have known?
Nah, you might not.
That's true.
That's the thing. Like one of my favorite movies, Beetlejuice. When you die, you get the handbook for the recently deceased, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
a guidebook for like new ghosts,
That's
which I
very
think is really
realistic.
useful. Because it's like, there's a lot of stuff to navigate.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like he hasn't been primed. It was like from a
very
time
true.
before that, they didn't have all the courses.
Yeah, well, when you're a baby growing up to be a human, an alive human,
Yep.
you got 12 years to work out how to do that.
And parents.
And parents.
12 years before you were dropped off in the middle of the wilderness.
You don't need your diaper anymore. But yeah, when you die and become a ghost, you're thrown in the deep end here. You've got your ghost powers, but you don't know what they are. You're
Yeah.
floating all
That's
of a
why.
sudden.
Yeah, that's why in Beetlejuice they assign you like a caseworker,
That's smart.
orientate you in the afterlife. So he might not have known, but he knew how to get back to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because maybe in his head, he was like, oh, take my hand and I'll show you the visions of your death. He just touches her and it's like, burns her hand away. And he's like, I didn't know it was going to do
He's like,
that.
to be perfectly honest, I did not know that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in X-Men. What's that character? And she can't
Rogue.
touch anyone? Rogue. And like,
can't touch
she's
anyone?
this lovable
Yeah,
character and
yeah.
she's just lonely, but everyone she touches physically dies.
It's like it's a metaphor.
Almost.
Almost.
But it's real. It's not meta because that would make it fiction if it was a metaphor.
And
so
lame.
It's real,
X-Men are
guys. With her birthday, there was a sense of disbelief, maybe. I think that came up whenever her husband died. She realized that a lot of the prophecy had come true. So then whenever this guy started trying to woo her, she was like, this. The prophecy says I'm getting married again. I'm not doing
He's
it.
trying to resist his
Yeah.
destiny.
Right
I was
away.
wondering like how long he'd taken like to keep his promise, like
Oh, yeah.
of like giving her the answer.
Fair play to him, because I'd probably
Forget.
about in heaven
Well,
for a little bit.
Well, that's it.
I gotta be like, I will be right back. But honestly, it's banging
I don't know
up
if
here.
you mean that in a literal sense or a euphemistic sense. It's
Maybe
not-
both. I don't know what it's like.
It's wicked in heaven.
Can you spank the hoop?
You can do whatever you want. Oh, you like spanking the hoop? Got a whole area for that.
He's like, over here we have the Golden River. Over here is just like a sushi go-round that never ends.
Sound like it's just full of piss. Just don't. Come on, just stop this.
It's like, all I want
make heaven.
is a hoop and a stick.
Heaven isn't Vegas. In your version of heaven, it might be Vegas. Doesn't have to be. So he came back fairly quickly to keep that promise, which is good of him, because I feel like if I died, I'd have like a lot on my mind, and I'd probably forget that obligation. So, do we know if this had any impact on her life? Though, did she become more religious? Because that's kind of what he's proving, I guess, that the afterlife does exist. So therefore, kind of Christian religion is.
Well, that was the point of all of like the reason he came back.
It is true. That is the central point. But I wouldn't be surprised if she had a complicated relationship with religion after that, because, like,
Getting burned by a ghost.
he's throwing in a lot of extra content with the whole Christianity thing that isn't talked about in the Bible.
Yeah.
Prophecies.
Well, this is
your husband dying.
This is the curveball question I was going to throw in. Just because you're an atheist,
Yes.
doesn't necessarily mean ghosts don't exist.
It's a good point. Well presented.
Because an atheist believes there isn't like an overarching like deity or creator, but a ghost could still exist, I guess. Like if you're an atheist.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Ghosts are like the food in Hook. You can only see it if you believe in it.
They look like poster paint, but I still wanted to eat
Look like
it.
colorful mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
I really liked it as well.
So what Lady Beresford experienced was a type of fortune telling, and it was done through the medium of spirits in the beyond. But there are a lot of ways of telling the future, including but not limited to electromancy, astromancy, claromancy, gastromancy, geomancy, hydromancy, lithomancy, necromancy, onomancy, pyromancy, crystallomancy, chronomancy, or taromancy.
Ooh.
So tarot, for the unfamiliar, is a deck of cards. It's about 80 in total, with various mythological themes on them. It's believed by some that tarot was initially practiced by the ancient Egyptians, that the cards themselves represented the Book of Thoth, written by the Egyptian god himself. It contained the word of the gods, the mysteries of Isis, as well as countless other esoteric systems of mathematics and spiritual laws, all rolled in to a deck of cards. Then, after the fall of the ancient Egyptian civilization, the Romani people wandered the earth, taking with them the secret knowledge contained in the cards. When they arrived in France and Italy, I'm sorry, have you got a problem?
Just sounds like you're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! This could very easily be the intro to an anime.
I know. I was thinking Magic the Gathering or something like that. All of the world's ancient knowledge distilled into these 17 cards. Actually, new expansion. We've actually just found some new eternal knowledge. Do you want that?
Well, it's like the Lost Gospels or something. You know, maybe they found them in a cave somewhere. Who knows?
One card was trusted to the Egyptians. Another card brought across the oceans, lost at sea. It's epic. I love it. I'm into this.
The Egyptian god Thoth collaborated with the Blue Eyes White Dragon to create the cards. So whenever these cards arrived in France and Italy just a few hundred years ago, it was adopted to a simple card game played in parlors all over Europe, hiding in plain sight and spreading in popularity. But the church knew it wasn't Christian, and they tried to stamp it out, yet it survived to today. So for hundreds and maybe thousands of years, these cards have been used to tell the future. And today, we're going to use them to investigate the paranormal.
All right.
Behold!
Wow.
Ooh.
All right, so Kit has actually placed a little
Engraved wooden box that
Yeah.
on the side has like runic symbols.
And in the middle, am I right to believe that is the Tree of Life?
Is a drill.
Yeah, I think it's the one from Lord of the Rings, probably.
Yeah, these look Norse like runes.
They do a bit. No idea what they say.
These God of War top drums.
They're just like, do not open, stay out.
Yeah.
There are
It actually says Pandora's.
There are actual runes burnt onto the side of this box. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's take a little peek at what's going on.
Your face melts.
Melts.
It was the Ark! All right. Already, the packaging is pretty battered. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know where you've been taking these.
I'm very uncertain about my future. That's what I'll say.
And I feel like you're using the cards wrong.
Well, it comes in a little instructions book that has an Ouroboros on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not good.
There's a lot of bad vibes I'm getting from these cards.
You'll see by perusing. Is this the first deck you've seen, Rory?
First deck of tarot cards, I believe it is, yeah.
Cool. So yeah,
I've never seen one in the flesh.
yeah, you'll
flesh.
see they've got elaborate mythological scenes imprinted on them.
Yeah, and a bunch of girls with their baps out. There's some.
Oh, okay.
That's how they rock.
Yeah, he's actually
rock.
right. That's
Yeah.
called the star card.
Back in pagan times.
Is this my future? I hope so. Look at that one.
Again,
A couple of
isn't
naked
it-
ladies and a sky
I'm just
angel.
gonna say you're not gonna want to disrespect the cards because they will bring down divine justice. So
Is this going to be one of these things where I'm dealt out and it's like, oh, you got the sunshine, heart of joy, and rainbow. That means death, sin, plagues.
pretty much, yeah. So if you want to start by shuffling them,
Okay. Can I bend them like
Oh,
Vegas
he's doing,
style?
he's doing
Oh,
it
you-
Vegas style.
yeah. So he's just disrespecting them at every turn, basically. Okay.
All right, guys.
It's a good shuffle,
Yeah.
huh?
One-eyed jacks, deuces are wild. Place your bets now.
They're very
this
large
is-
cards, which makes him doing this very unwieldy.
Yeah. Fingers are bleeding there, bud.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, who wants to go first?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get mine out of the way.
You sound really pessimistic, actually.
I actually.
If yours is a close friend of yours will die, and then I do it, and it says you will die, I will not be impressed.
It's like you will be murdered and you will murder.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, so I'm gonna give the cards to you. I'm gonna need you to knock on them a couple times. That will dispel the energy that I've imparted to them, so that this reading will be all about you.
All right.
So you take them.
All right. Treat them
Just-
with
just-
grace.
Yes, if you could. Okay, that's a bit heavy.
Wake up, you demon bastards!
Bit heavy-handed. Yeah, so you can set them down on the table there.
All right.
In the center. Wow.
Come at me.
Yeah. So if you want to take the first card and lay
sir.
it just below the deck, face down.
Okay.
Don't look at it.
Face down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's one.
Now, if you can take 3 more cards, not looking
God.
at them, and just lay them down. So you've got this one here, and then 3 more. 1, 2, 3 below.
Right, okay.
So what we're going to do is a past, present, and future reading.
All right.
Now, this card that's at the top, that is going to be the overarching theme of our read today.
Okay. So, like sun, you want like sun or smiles? Or?
Well, you want it to be good, I guess.
I know the thing with some of these is like it isn't immediately what you think it might be. Like some of
Yeah.
the cards are like
So it's like, oh, sword.
like death
that
can go,
means
oh,
friendship. Yeah.
Death can actually mean like rebirth,
The death
like a
of
new
something
start.
bad,
It can also mean you're gonna fucking get killed.
Yeah, like flip over
Like
the
so-
death card. Some of these have double meanings, though.
There's an episode.
Not that one.
There's an episode of Bottom where Rick Mail's character stumbles. They're at like a carnival, and he stumbles into a tent with his tarot reader, and she turns over the first card, and it's death, and he goes, "Oh no!" He goes, "No, no, no." Death in context can mean a new cycle, the end of something. She turns over a second card, it's death again. He goes, "Oh shit!" She goes, "No, no, no. It might just mean it's a more intense period of change." She turns over a third one, it's death, and he goes, "Is that good?" And he goes, "No, there's only meant to be 2 in the deck."
So, Rory, if you want to start by flipping over that first card,
My heart is actually racing a little bit.
So this is the theme of the read.
that's
Okay.
right.
Ace of Wands. I'm not gonna lie, it looks like a dick. It looks like
Coming
a
out of a
hand.
fart. It looks like a.
I got dick fart. Is that a good card?
It looks like a Monty Python drawing.
It does.
It's just the most disrespectful shit I've ever been privy to. So, the theme of this is inspiration, power,
Oh, hey.
creation, beginnings, and potential.
This sounds great.
On the card, a hand reaches out from the clouds as if a spiritual opportunity is being made to grasp a wand that is still flowering, growing, and developing. Leaves float down, signify spiritual progress. In the distance, there is a castle that represents the promise of what opportunities may come.
So you're saying I gotta grab my wand and head towards the castle of life?
Potentially.
I think that's what
just-
it's like. That
It's
is
the
what it's
That's the
theme.
overall
Yeah.
theme.
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
like potential.
That's a good like motivational thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's go bottom left.
Bottom left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is this one in relation to?
This is your past, sir.
Oh god. So the card shows 2 people under some sort of rainbow with children nearby.
Great. This is the 10 of Cups. Let's see what that has to say.
Oh, those are cups. That sounds good. That sounds like
It's
like,
like,
a
yeah,
party.
it's like a rainbow of goblets.
This isn't going to be bad, right? Everyone's having a banging party.
The Ten of Cups. Divine love, blissful relationships, harmony and alignment. A loving couple stand together, arms outstretched as their children play nearby. They have a home on the hill and a beautiful rainbow in the sky.
Hell yeah.
The couple shares true, everlasting love.
I don't know if you can be good at these cards, but I'm smashing
Well, it's good that's all behind you now.
Cool. If you want to go ahead and do your present.
All right. Hello, Ace of Swords.
He's got 2 aces.
Now we're talking. I got a sword and a fucking wand. I'm like Harry Potter meets...
Luke Skywalker, laser sword. Hello.
I guess. The Ace of Swords. Raw power. Victory, breakthroughs, and mental clarity.
I've had power twice mentioned in my predictions. This is great.
The upright sword is symbolic of the mind and intellect. The wreath indicates success and victory, and the crown indicating mental clarity. You've got an overall picture of potential of prosperity, a past of kind of love and happiness, a present of raw power, victory and breakthroughs. So we're kind of on a absolute roll here. I guess let's just see what the future holds.
So far I am just some sort of magical beast slayer. I've got a wand.
You've ditched your family.
I've got power.
Gone power mad.
I got 10 golden cups in the sky.
I'm going to put a crown on my sword.
The future is bright, my friends. I'm ready to flip this card.
Let's see it.
Strength. It's literally a dude strangling a lion.
This is fucking rigged, man.
He's strangling a lion and he's got the infinity symbol above his head.
That means I can never die.
It's infinite power, lads.
I can kill whatever I want.
What's your destiny? Infinite power?
Someone stab me.
That's right. The future holds the Strength card. That's courage, persuasion, influence, and compassion.
It's going to be big on Instagram.
Because the lion is known for its ferociousness, the fact that you've tamed this wild beast and unleashed its calming, loving energy means that you can overcome any obstacle.
Oh, yes.
So, I don't really know what to say about this, but...
Well done.
Do you feel like this relates to you?
Yes, absolutely. When you came in here, Kit, with your cards about the future... my first instinct was to call you a nerd and a coward.
Right.
And
then you disrespected the cards time and time again.
Yeah, with my wand and my sword. But now you're talking about how, courageous I am and I can tame any beast and I've got all these weapons and, a happy family. You're starting to make some sense, Mulvena, for once. So, hell, I'm ready to believe in the heart of the cards.
Glad to have you on board, brother. Will we do another for Daniel?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's going to go badly, isn't it?
I know that they're, open to interpretation, but I think I can't die. Oh, this one means you're going to be punched in the balls.
This one means means you're impotent. What? Is that an ancient card?
Well, it's got a sword on it.
Is that an ancient card?
Oh, and this one
This one says Baron. What the fucking is this about?
Here's a picture of you taming the goat.
You got a jacking off card. Sweet. It's a little droopy sword.
So I'm going to pass you the cards. You're going to want to knock on them.
Okay.
As before, to dispel my negative energy. I'm very cursed.
Of the cards.
Yeah.
Very, very respectful.
It was a tender touch. Not my style, but...
Feel free to place them down and you can arrange them one by one in the way that Rory did previously. Dan is placing the cards in a 4-card formation, past, present, and future. When you're ready, reveal the first card.
Okay. All right, this is the theme of the read. It is a man hold side by side 3 big sticks or thin, emaciated trees with the number 3 above him.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie, that looks a bit like a barren forest.
Looking away from it.
Yeah, like it's all behind you now. To be fair, there's not much going on in front of you.
Hey, mate, land of opportunity, that. You can't see the castle behind me.
The 3 of Wands. A man stands on a cliff with his back turned, looking out over the sea to distant mountains. From this height, he can see all that lies ahead and is aware of all impending challenges and opportunities. This is about preparation, about foresight, enterprise, and expansion.
Nice.
Nice.
That's good.
How relevant.
It's like you got your feet firmly planted on the ground, looking at all that's coming up.
See everything clearly, me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, go ahead with the other ones.
Tell us about your past, Daniel.
Ooh, first card. This is my past. This is right way around.
Great.
Number 1, the Magician. He's holding up. He's holding up a 2-ended candle. Could be a wand. There's a pentagram on a plate in front of him. A goblet.
That sounds good.
Loads of flowers at his feet, and an infinity symbol above his head.
Great.
The infinite magician.
That sounds good. That's right. The magician's got one hand pointing up towards the universe and one pointing down towards the earth. He's connected to both the spiritual realm and the material realm. Very in keeping with our Halloween theme. He's using that connection to manifest his goals in the physical realm. This is about manifestation, about resourcefulness.
What about the pentagram on the plate?
I was going to say, perfectly, I'm a managing editor. It's all about resource management and also pentagrams.
Yeah.
It's all of it.
It's
nothing about
it's
that.
a pentagram plate. Got to eat off something.
But
I think I've just had a sandwich.
Not off the devil's trays.
Doesn't have to be devils.
thing is though,
He
yeah,
makes the best sandwiches.
pentagram is like
Deviled eggs as well. They're brilliant.
Oh, you had his eggs. He just calls them eggs.
I think the thing with the pentagram is if you go back far enough, it's not the devil. I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He's got a pentagram. Yeah, it's something else.
He just adopted it like the Nazis. Do
basically.
you know it's actually a peace symbol, a Tibetan peace symbol.
Yeah.
Why has it got teeth though?
Can't use this anymore. Right.
Great. Well, this is all looking great so far.
Okay.
Go right ahead to your present, Dan.
Temperance.
Whoa,
So
that's
this is
glorious.
a depiction of a angel, and she's pouring what looks like water. It could be wine from one golden goblet to the other.
Just passing the time.
She's got one foot in a little lake in front of her.
It does look like she has demon wings, though. Is that relevant?
Angel wings, mate.
They're burning red.
Maybe she dyed them. Maybe it was a style thing. Like that was.
It was
that was around-
very much the style of the time.
Yeah, that was like Rihanna's kind of red hair phase. Everyone was getting involved. The Temperance card shows an angel who's both masculine and feminine. Pours water between two cups, symbolic of the flow of alchemy and life.
You're big into those. Alchemy and life.
Straddling divides.
The winding path in the background up to a mountain range reflects the journey of life so far. This one's about balance,
It's
moderation,
Blackburn. From Blackburn to London.
patience,
There's a
and
central line.
purpose. We're getting a pretty, down-to-earth read here, I feel like, so far. It's about looking out over what's coming up, building on the balance and successes of the past, but having patience in the present moment. So what does your future hold?
Wait for the last one's like just mad. It's like the Predator. It is all upside down. The world.
Oh, shit.
Oh
That's
shit!
one of the things you don't want upside down.
So it's upside down. It's the world. It's a nudie lady holding two wands, and she's surrounded by a bunch of animals that look vaguely human. Well, there's like a lion that looks like a goat or a bull, and an eagle.
So apparently the world upside down, or reversed as they say, can indicate delays in your life. It might indicate you want to fulfill a big goal or complete a major project, but you're just not taking the steps necessary to get there. You might be opting for the quickest or easiest path to attain it, but that's not going to lead to the outcome you want. You might be close to reaching completion of something, but for whatever reason, you're just losing focus and slacking off right at the end. You've got to re-energize, do everything you can to
Push
reach
through,
your goal.
see it over the line.
See it over.
Wow.
Just write the screenplay, Daniel.
Bloody hell.
Send it to Lloyd Webber for sake.
Have you done dogs? Cats was huge, but do you know how many how popular dogs are?
Is that no? Fine. Cats too?
Bloody hell, I think they're real.
I know. I mean, it's so accurate.
I know about the Forer effect,
Yeah.
but I will go along and just say I think these are real.
Yeah.
Wow, those are strong words. Because these are bullshit cards. I made them just before I came out. Those are drawn with crayon.
Can we do? Obviously, I don't have the psychic capabilities of you.
Of course.
Our dungeon master.
Mm-hmm.
Can we?
Draw. That wasn't D&D.
Can we draw one card from the deck to determine your whole life kit?
You can do a single card draw. Sometimes it's used to clarify a reading, but
Yeah.
we can certainly do it to see if it's going to bring up any kind of questions or unanswered things.
All right, Kit.
Wow, I can't believe my future's about to be told.
Draw your card. The Page of Wands.
Upside down.
Reversed, yeah.
Ooh.
I don't think there's going to be power involved. I don't think there's going to be power or intellect or those kind of things.
Like
Can you describe the card to us?
Yeah, the card is a
Yeah.
like a little posh prick.
Yeah, like an assistant, like a page.
He yeah,
Little posh prick.
like a little nerd.
He looks like a little posh prick. holding a
Okay, he
wand.
actually looks like Kit now that I think about it. Shit.
He looks like he's from Northern Ireland.
Shouldn't have a wand.
He looks like he looks like he's a dickhead.
He actually does have kind of fair curly hair.
Yeah,
He's wearing a hat as well.
he is actually.
Well,
He's got your face.
He's actually hosting a podcast. Now that I look at it,
it's not even
clearly.
a wand. It's a mic stand. Well, I'm sure that whenever I look into the details of this, that it is going to say that he's actually a badass, hot as hell, popular as hell, and
Parents love him,
very paid.
of course.
The Page of Wands is a well-dressed young man standing alone in a wilderness.
That's you so far.
Setbacks, pessimism, and lack of direction.
Wow.
It's when you want that extra card now to really clarify it.
The Page of Wands suggests that you've tried a few new ventures or projects, but they haven't really worked out. They haven't been successful. Page of Wands depicts someone who's immature with a self-image problem. It could even be someone who's mean-spirited or aggressive, or someone who's helpless and always the victim.
So the cards are real. They've all been real so
They've been
far.
spot on tonight.
Yeah.
This person is superficial, lazy, and arrogant.
They really,
Uncooperative and impatient.
they're really rubbing it in now because they started with just being like, oh, it's someone who doesn't really know where they are in life. They feel lonely. Maybe they failed a couple ventures. They're also selfish.
But if you still
an
read it,
asshole.
you're also a prick.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, come on.
His scarf's a bit shit as well. It's like, all right, man, you don't need to.
And actually, I said he was well dressed, but he thinks he's well dressed. He actually looks like a twat. So that, actually, to be fair to the cards, that's not even really my future. That's just criticizing me openly. Yeah, I think we've all come to the same conclusion with these cards. I think it's a bit of fun and games, but
real fun and real games.
no, I think the guys who played it as a parlor game in France, they were spot on. All this fortune telling, I don't really know about all that.
Tell that to my lion.
Okay.
Tell that to my wand, bro, and my sword.
Yeah. I've got one wand.
That is not a wand.
I don't feel too great
That is
about
a
that.
skinny little twig.
Guys, I've taken you on a bit of a roller coaster with this story set in Ireland of a lady whose prophecy was foretold by her own goddamn brother, and much of it came true. And then I've attempted here on the podcast live to tell your fortunes also. Now, the problem is we can't be sure whether those will come true, but maybe you'll have an idea for whether it is an accurate reading of your own lives. But where do both of you come down on this type of fortune telling?
Look, I'm not going to lie, I was skeptical when we started. I've never done any sort of predictions like this before, never seen a psychic or anything like that. But then all of a sudden, the cards are telling me that I'm jacked, that I'm handsome.
I don't think they said that.
I don't
to be
think you
fair.
got the jacked card.
No, I
the
don't think
jacked
that
of
happened.
wands.
It's giving
No,
me
it
cups in
didn't.
the sky. It says I'm going to a castle with
There
a
might have
wand.
been a castle, yeah.
It made me feel like a man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think any type of
Card game that makes
card
you feel
game
like,
that makes me feel like a man
It's this and it's Jim Rummy.
is accurate to me. So I'm into it. Do I know if
Okay.
it's real or not? No, but I'm willing to believe it.
So it's probably one of the worst conclusions we've ever had in the podcast. I mean, you really just took that one to heart and didn't really consider the evidence.
Sorry, is the Page of Wands talking to me right now?
Hey.
I, the king,
Hey.
is little scarf prick boy trying to talk to the lion
I
tamer.
want you to basically make your own deck of tarot cards with new names.
That would be
Little prick
I'd
of
love
scarves.
it.
Oh, you got that, have you?
Oh, he's not good.
I got the jacked card.
What do you think, Daniel? What's your conclusion?
Quite skeptical about tarot cards and horoscopes in general
Yeah.
because they're ambiguous enough that people can identify with different elements of them. You know, like you say, a general statement, people will latch on. It's like, you know, when people go, oh, like, you're a really positive person, but like sometimes you have those moments of doubt when you're alone where you think about it too much and you think what other people think of you, and you go, oh yeah, that is me, and you realize that it's just a universal trait.
Everyone
obviously not
thinks
for the
that they
king of Jack's
overthink
castles.
No, I can't relate at all.
Oh,
But
When I get home, I just look in the
like,
mirror and flex till I go to sleep.
and it's the same, like, keep flexing.
I'm not even that jacked as well. I'm really kind of flabby.
You're just led in bed, just constantly flexing, tensing.
Well. I haven't pooped in days.
Which is the same technique that psychics use, you know, you say general statements, people latch onto them.
Yeah.
So with all that skepticism in mind, you know, I was really reluctant to do this, but seeing my cards, I thought it was spot on.
yeah.
So yeah, probably definitely true.
On a real note, I feel like, you know, I sort of started messing around with tarot cards a couple of years ago, and I feel like everyone I show them to kind of has that, like, whoa moment of like, that actually kind of applies to me. And it's definitely hard to draw the line as to what, like, are those gross generalizations.
Yeah, but I think you want to see patterns and you want to make correlations and connections, and that's like how human minds work.
Yeah.
And so if you see like a thing that is quite abstract, you immediately want to make it specific within the context of your life. And I think that's where that illusion comes from.
Well, that's it. Like, human lives are complex. I probably could have been dealt two completely different cards, and I still would have gone, whoa, that relates to a different thing in my life. These are so accurate. You know, you can kind of make sense from
'cause
anything
they're, like,
you're dealt.
ambiguous enough that you could graft that onto any aspect of your life, probably.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
Well,
weird
not
one.
that one. I've never done that. Actually, that's me at the end of a night out. That's just me in a cloak, looking over 3 cups. Shit, that happened last week.
That is a hangover card if ever I've seen one. Yeah, he has a lot of empty cups.
If he turned around, you just have sick down his front.
All of the golden cups from my rainbow are just scattered across the floor on that card. That's terrifying.
That's the aftermath. Tarot as a popular interest has shifted away from fortune telling towards introspection and self-analysis for sure. But I think that the way that you relate it to your own life is real.
Yeah.
Is the card predicting something in the future? I don't think so.
Well, it's like when you divide them up, like past, present, and future, in like a really like banal way. That is literally just like segmenting your life. If you were gonna leave and go, if you went to like a business lecturer and they're like, or like a motivational person and go, like, let's look at where you've been, where you are now, where do you want to be in 5 years?
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're doing.
Yeah.
But also you're doing it with cool looking cards.
Hell yeah, brother. So you guys don't sound too hot on the cards, but what about the story of Lord Tyrone and Lady Beresford?
I thought it was a very interesting story. I liked
And real?
Please don't jump to any conclusions.
Okay.
I liked the idea of the brother keeping the pact and coming back to visit her. It's
Very
cool.
realistic, I felt.
It's cool when you merge religion and ghosts.
The church should do something about that. I really feel they get a lot more people.
Yeah, because they were always just like, and Jesus ate the bread and this and that. And he was like, it should have been like, he said, drink this wine, it's my blood.
Yeah.
My zombie blood.
They
He
should have
does say
said
that, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, but not the
He
zombie
does,
part.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to have
zo-
zombie in, yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the gospel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of discrepancy between Matthew and
I want
Mark.
to rewrite it to be like the dope Bible.
They should have sent Jesus back with like a Freddy mask and stuff just to
Yeah.
really shock the people, you know?
You
So
listening now?
So like at the Last Supper, they like Uber Eats in a bunch of McDonald's. And he's like, eat this nugget.
That's not how he did. That's not how he did the feeding the 5,000. They didn't just see that and they quietly get an Uber Eats in. It's like they haven't seen it.
No, he only had 3 McFlurries and
I tell you
and a
what.
fish fillet, but everyone was fed.
Yeah.
It was amazing. They
I
kept
thought,
breaking
I
it
thought
off.
he was just doing tuna butties. They got McFlurries.
McFlurries as well. But as far as the case goes, as far as this story goes, I think we're going to need to see a lot more in the way of evidence.
I will concede it's more or less a legend. I mean, so I said at the end, Lady Beresford got her kids and her closest friends around. One of those close friends did relay the story to the next generation. So it was written down within that lifetime. It wasn't like a Bible thing where 200 years went by.
Right, well, that's cool at
So
least.
it was documented like secondhand.
Yeah.
But
And she
yes,
definitely
there's no-
died in her 47th year.
apparently.
That's not the answer I think we were looking for. I don't know.
It would have been
Maybe.
good.
Who the cares?
Well, that's what the lady says. You know what I mean?
Unless we find out this crucial bit of information, I think I'm going to be a no this week on the podcast.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be a no too, just because we need to ratify that fact whether she did die and therefore the prophecy was fulfilled. And also, it would have been good if he said some more things that she could have verified to prove that this wasn't just a delusion.
Yeah.
Because in the proximity to the brother's death, they were obviously close because they were both orphans. They had a tumultuous upbringing. She could quite easily seen him due to grief.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, if we had more verifiable facts that he would have given her from the... Because it's not that he's just a ghost. He can see the future.
Yeah.
Which is...
We really kind of brushed over that.
Yeah, because that's two things, isn't it? One being a ghost and coming back from the dead, but then also knowing
Being an
how
omnipotent
future events will unfold.
Yeah. Why does that prove that you're a ghost?
And also, if you're a brother, don't tell her.
I do love the idea of them having this
I think-
pact for him to come back and tell her if there's a heaven. So one night she's sleeping and his spirit appears and he's like, I've come back. And she's like, oh, you've come back to tell me that there is a heaven. Oh, no. You're going to die. You are going to die. That's why I'm back.
You're going to hate it. But also, I just thought something. If he can predict the future, if he can see the future, why does he not tell her about the mistake that's going to be made about her age?
I'm just jumping back in, guys, to say that she did die at age 47. She lived from 1666 to 1713. That's 47 years, folks.
The only problem is you took so long to rectify that question that we've actually got a new, better one.
Oh. Okay, so it sounds like you're pretty down on this story, too.
But I believe in the tarot.
Yeah, 1 for 2. It's not bad.
Oh, we believe in the tarot?
Yeah, I'm on board. Hell, why not?
All right.
It's Halloween, guys. Let's get spooky.
So that's a triple no for the case of Lady Beresford and Lord Tyrone in Northern Ireland in the 1600s, but a yes for...
I think they're useful and spooky.
Okay, they're definitely spooky, certified spooky. Is that paranormal?
Yeah.
That's a triple yes on the front of tarot cards. And now I get to round up the podcast before you guys back out of that. Well, that just about rounds it up for the case of Halloween fortune telling. We hope that you have an amazing Halloween. Send us pictures of your costumes.
Yeah, go out there and gank some candy.
That's right, and send some of it to the commune. We've mentioned before we're gonna need it. There's a food shortage, we can tell you that already.
The Halloween month, all Patreon donations will be candy instead of money. I want all of that in a bucket just sent directly to my house.
Yeah, you can send your candy and pics to thisparanormallifepodcast@gmail.com. What have you guys got planned for Halloween?
What do we have planned?
I'm actually just gonna get my pentagram plate out.
Okay.
Have a deviled sandwich.
Okay.
And converse with the evil lord.
Strong. I see these cards have had a powerful impact on you.
I'm just gonna flip my switch.
What?
Quiet night in, mute the phone.
Oh.
You know.
I wish I hadn't asked.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for joining us
Thank you
on
for
this
having me.
episode of This Paranormal Life. We've been meaning to get you on for absolutely ages.
I couldn't be more prepared for Halloween now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we've only ever had one other guest, which was Gav. And after that, we thought, we'll never again.
Yeah, it was horrendous. It was awful. It was unmitigated disaster.
But enough time has passed now that I think it's fine. That was
Grass
fine.
can grow again.
Yeah. And now it'll be another year because this was just awful.
Wow.
But thank you so much for joining us. If you want to follow Daniel on Twitter, he is at Krupa.
Yep.
Not sure how he got that username. I am infinitely jealous.
Do you know this? I stole that off an Indian man who hadn't used his Twitter for 4 years.
There you go.
Wow.
That's actually a true story.
That's
Yeah.
actually a true story.
Interesting.
Mad jealous.
And illegal.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us for this special Halloween episode of This Paranormal Life. I hope you have a spooky evening, and we will be back next Tuesday with a brand new paranormal tale. I want like a lightning bolt to end it.
That's good.